Okay. The first consonant of the Sanskrit alphabet is ka, and everything is scientific. It comes as it comes out of the throat and goes to the speech machine. It's completely scientific. So the first consonant, of course, is a guttural. It comes out of the throat. So you say ka, ka. So you can also achieve you're releasing. Now, ka, you're releasing a ka if you want. Is releasing, that is the K, or this is the Ka, this is the ether. So
Well,
everything
the
comes
Akash.
out of the Akash. Everything comes out of the ether. So
It was
it's
just funny when you said everything comes out of your car. But you know, it's in Egypt,
my hair
the
starts
Ka?
to end. Yeah,
the car,
yeah, of
the
course.
soul.
Yes.
I think it's the car.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it?
also the Ka.
Ka, and Om.
Yes.
Isn't that the primordial vibration,
Of
the symbol
course it
that
is.
creates all other?
It includes, everything is included, just like you look. Yeah,
Radhika, it's okay?
Yeah, darling,
Yes.
go ahead. It's A, U, Ma, Om. So you have A, the guttural from the back, and Ma, the labial, and in between the U. So you have A, U, Ma. So it's a curve. And it includes all sounds. All inclusive. This is why, even if you only recite Om, you become peaceful. With, of course, with attention. But isn't it beautiful?
That is beautiful.
So it's beautiful, and then of course it starts you know with and means
You know, there's four
Ah.
syllables to Om.
what is it?
There's 4 syllables to Om.
Yeah, it is. It has 4 syllables because
is it?
it
O, Ah, and what's the last one?
has and then the nasal,
And then silence.
then the nasal,
Then the
nasal?
silence.
yeah, then the nasal. Yes,
That sound?
yeah. So the nasal. And
Radhika, how did your spirituality started?
the neutrality.
Spirituality.
Oh, I started when I was born. Actually, probably when I was conceived.
Okay.
Because I grew up in a family, father and mother, what you call a Calvinist in Holland, Christian Reform. Everything we did, my mother would say, we do everything for love of God, even washing the windows and
The
sweeping.
love of God.
So I grew up. My mother never once got angry in her whole life. So I grew up at that
So
time.
holy.
Because if you did something wrong, she's crying. You know, this word. Oh, mother, I'm so. But then, yeah.
So cute.
So my parents were very, very, we call it in Dutch vroom. Vroom means very kind of sacred type of people. So that's how I got in touch originally with my spirituality. Then when I came to this country, I was 17, I started looking. One of the first thing I tell you, it's very interesting. I'm 17-year-old, I'm looking for a little job. I went to Robson and Davy. You know Robson and
Yeah.
Davy, of
BC
course.
Street.
And does anybody know what was on that corner in 1978?
I know.
What was it?
It was a love shop,
Kid out.
wasn't it?
No, no, it was almost.
Still there.
A burger store.
It was Vedanta Bookshop.
Oh no,
Oh,
really?
Vedanta,
yes,
A Vedanta
Vedanta
bookshop.
Wow.
So I
On
went
Davy
in Vedanta
Street?
Bookshop,
Wow.
and I got my first books in yoga, and I started doing, I forget what you call all
The
these
asanas.
yeah, asanas, of course, but I forget which one. But I started doing asanas. I've been doing asanas my whole life. And some people say, oh, where do you do your yoga? I said, I've never done any yoga. I've never taken a yoga class in my life, and neither would I. But I associated very heavy in the yoga industry because I'm the Sanskrit teacher there for the, what do you call it? These aspiring students that need the credits, what do you call it? Yoga teachers in training.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, yoga, yeah. So I
Yeah.
taught in so many halls. So they would say, where do you do your yoga? I said, really?
You're
I
born
only do-
yogi.
I am a natural yogi.
You are.
See, I'm 80 years old, but I still, even when I give my lectures every day, I always sit in the half lotus. I say, wait a minute, and have to put myself in
That's
shape,
amazing.
you know.
That's amazing.
Isn't that good?
That's incredible.
That's the joy.
Do you ever meet somebody named Ivan Jones? He was a yoga teacher.
Ivan Jones, no. I heard of Adida Jones. Adida.
No, Ivan Jones. I took yoga from him. This is before yoga became fashionable.
Of course.
And he was at that time. He was 60.
Excellent.
and he was amazing. He was more flexible than anybody in the
I
class.
believe it. Actually, on this property, I'm 80, but there's hardly anybody that can sit like I do.
I
And it's
can.
not because
Yes.
I'm not showing anything off, but
The energy is just amazing.
yeah, the energy. And I write all day. I work all day. Every day I have my own sauna. I have a sauna. I have
Is
a
your
bath.
Dutch heritage? Are you Dutch heritage?
I don't know part of my heritage, but I do believe I'm. Yeah.
I do believe
yeah,
you're Dutch.
I
You know,
am
and
Dutch.
because you
I'm
have
not.
Yeah.
you,
En
know, you
waarom?
have the
Waarom?
physical stature of a
Weet
Dutch.
je waarom? The Dutch are the tallest people in the world.
That's right. Did
So
you know
look
that?
look at it.
Really?
This girl
Yeah,
is
they're
5'11".
like 4 inches higher on average
Yeah.
than
They're
any
tall.
other.
I think there's some Scandinavian, some kind
there
of.
might be, yeah. But you know, you came across when I first met you.
Yeah.
You felt very Dutch.
I also think, and also look at the figuur. You know,
So
I speak
tall,
Dutch. A
yes.
figure, you know.
Yeah, because they are very statured, very tall. It's amazing how tall they are relative to their general
And it's not only
population.
they. There's one sitting right in front of you, and I'm considered short because I'm only 5'8".
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
tall for
Yeah,
me.
I know. Yeah,
My
but
sisters
you
are
tan
5'2".
like a Dutch person.
Oh, but yesterday
Yeah.
I sat here all day, and and also guess what? What I found out because I'm so black, I found out after my parents died. My brother's a lawyer, lives in UBC, and he went through all the papers, and finally I could understand why my aunties have hair like this. They're Dutch and blue-eyed blonde, but I have black hair and black eyes. And they say I look most like my aunties.
Were you adopted?
No, yeah, I thought I wanted them to tell me I'm adopted from a what do you call gypsy.
Yeah.
But it never happened. And then we found out that actually one of my grandmothers is Maori from New Zealand. Because
Oh, yeah.
the Dutch
Yeah.
went to New Zealand,
Mm.
and one of them picked up
The gene.
the gene, and that's why we're so black. Look at this. I mean, it's bizarre. Look at my color. My
Radhika,
natural
how
color.
many books have you written?
I have published 5 books, but I
Wait.
have 25 sitting ready to be published.
Wow. I know when I met you.
Which one do you have?
It's a small book you've given me.
I know, but I have many small. They're all small.
It's like a Bhagavad Gita book.
No, I don't know which book
You were transcribing.
You transcribe it.
I have to find it,
Yeah, find it. Let me know.
and I'll come
I'll
back.
send you a message. No, I published 5.
I'm gonna write down my phone number.
Yeah, I want you to write your phone number. Then we can all be in touch. We can meet
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Yes.
We should meet again.
Yes. This
You know,
is
we do
a
something. Because I will.
divine appointment.
Yeah, because what I can do, like folks like you, we can have like an intimate setting and have like
Satsang.
small lecture on a very fascinating topic.
Oh, that would
What
be
do you think of
awesome.
this?
That would be
Yes.
awesome.
And we'll have it regarding if it's raining. I'm planning to put a tiny, you see that piece of iron here?
Right?
I'm planning to put that up and then maybe a few poles. So even if it rains, we'll have a fire. I have a natural fireplace and we
I
just.
imagine it gets warm in here in the summertime, though. Eh?
Oh yes, it was unbearable.
Yeah,
It was 100 degrees.
that's what I mean.
Like a
Like, it must be
sauna.
difficult. But I mean, this time of year is perfect.
No, but I don't live here.
But you come here to meditate, don't you?
Yeah, of course. But I have a full apartment. I have a, you
Oh,
can-
so you meditate there as well?
Yeah, I
It's too hot?
meditate as
Okay.
well.
But
I'm
this
a-
is your special
I'm a-
sanctuary.
Yeah, I'm a
You're writing.
professional painter.
Okay.
I painted I made my living my whole life with a brush.
What do you paint?
An artist.
Darling, I paint, it's called one breath paintings. You know what that
One breath
means.
paintings?
Yeah, Japanese ink paintings.
Mm.
I'll take you to my house after.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're
you'll
so
see my
blessed.
gallery. I have more than 2,000 paintings. If I
Wow.
died today, guess who's going to be famous tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's going to be me, but it's not fair.
I know.
That's not fair.
Where would the money go?
Yeah, that's another thing.
You
But
should
no,
have a show.
if
And
I've had
share.
so many shows, but now that it's COVID, because I lived in Victoria many years and I sold my art and did so many things. I lived right in Chinatown in one of the most famous buildings, the corner of that alley, Tan Pan Alley, and you know that street.
Yes.
Most famous. I lived in the most famous
Oh, you
corner.
mean the narrowest building in
Yeah.
the world?
Narrowest building, and,
Huh?
and I
In
lived
Victoria?
No, in Victoria or
In
Vancouver?
Victoria.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
No,
yeah.
but it's, so it's very famous. In the old days, all the drug addicts were the Chinese who made drugs. They would have a raid and they would jump
Oh,
from
wow.
one building to another. They would jump out of one
Like
of my back
Spider-Man.
buildings to another building,
They do.
So they do tours and they come to my house and they show everybody.
Radhika, who's your master that you focus on your?
Okay, that's very good. I have several masters.
Yes.
One of them, of course, one is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Bhakti.
Bhakti from the
Vedanta.
Hare Krishna movement,
Yes.
naturally. But I have a Kashmiri Shaivite master, Lakshman
Kashmiri.
Jew.
Oh, I never heard
Oh,
of
a
this.
Jew, did you say?
No, his name is Lakshman Jew. It's
Oh.
actually G,
Right.
but in Kashmir they pronounce it Jew.
Oh,
So
I see.
Lakshman Jew.
Lakshman.
Lakshman Jew. Very incredible. So this is
Kashmir.
Kashmiri. So this is more like on the side of Shiva. This
On the
is
side
on the
of
side of Krishna.
Shivaism.
Yeah, and that's on the side of Shiva.
Mm.
But they're both Vedanta, but they're going in different directions.
Yes.
And myself, my own overlay is still slightly different. It's still a little bit, a footnote, addenda. There's a little addenda,
Addenda.
there. So I put no errata, but addenda. Otherwise it might offend somebody.
Fascinating. Amazing.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, it is. It's
So-
so peaceful here. I just love the energy.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, and see, the bamboo is waving in the breeze.
I had a
and-
vision.
yes.
I had a vision this morning when Michelle came to my home that we are at the temple.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding.
So beautiful.
And
so
you
did
appeared.
did you go inside?
No, this is your temple.
Oh, this
This
is
temple,
yes.
this temple,
now,
yeah.
this exactly. The last song I posted, it says this song is fitted for a temple or church.
Wow.
Yeah, I said this is fitting for a temple or church.
We
If
were
can you find it?
connected.
Look under 1 minute mantra. No,
It wouldn't go. I don't know.
I
tried.
found.
I have signal. 1 minute mantra
Okay, I'll go to your page.
and
So you'll be staying here for a while until you
yeah,
fly to
I'm
India?
indefinitely now.
Mhm.
Because what am I going to do? My husband lives in California. He
You
invites
have a
me.
husband.
Well,
Long
of
story.
course. No, when I was 65, I took, sannyas.
Was it May 18th, 2021?
Oh my God,
Let me see.
darling, you got it right.
May 18th.
Yeah, that's me.
2021.
Yeah,
And
that's
what do you
you.
think? These are all my paintings.
Those are your paintings.
What do you think of this?
Wow.
Hey, kiddo,
Mooney.
don't be jealous because I'm sitting and you're working.
Always jealous.
Those look like deities, like Indian deities?
They
or-
are. These
Oh
are
my
the
God.
10 avatars. That's
Oh.
The
avatars.
10 avatars.
These are that's avatars. Very good. How do you like them?
Beautiful.
I have prints available. I have the originals available.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can we
And-
see your paintings?
You can.
Is
Thank
this
you,
the one you were
Radhika.
telling us
What-
about May 18th? You were saying you wanted the last one.
May 18th. No, that's not the one at all. What we do, you go to playlists. Wow, it's just so bizarre. Okay, playlists. It's
For someone
done.
else to pull up her stuff, right?
Oh my
We're
God.
always pulling up our own stuff, but someone else to pull it
I,
up.
I just love the comment. It's so bizarre.
darling, can you go back to where you were?
Sure.
I'll show you another song you can
Radhika,
listen to.
what's
Yes.
your birth date?
It is 22nd of January 41.
Ah.
So
Play
when I,
At the cusp of
when I say I'm
Aquarius.
80, I'm 80.
Did you want the playlist? Is
Yeah.
that what you wanted? There's
Yeah.
the playlist.
Okay, so play on private. Oh, these are all beautiful. So play this. I have no idea
She's
what it is.
81.
Oh, this is really. They're all beautiful. Go ahead, play Hari Om Shiva or something.
Radhika, how old are you?
I was going to say 108. 80.
80, huh?
When were you born?
22nd of January 41.
1941.
When the bombs were falling in Holland.
in Holland.
For the first 4 years of my life, I never had any shoes. We had nothing to eat, and I never set a foot on the street because it was German tanks
Yeah, because
rolling,
what happened was
1941.
occupied.
the Germans were
German-
particularly hard with
On
the
the-
Dutch.
the
They were
Dutch.
terrible.
Oh, wow.
And then when the Canadians came, they liberated the Dutch. And to this day, they honor the Canadians.
To this day, this is what
Yeah.
I sat on their laps.
To this day, to
Look
this
at me.
day.
Huh?
To
Yeah.
this day,
Oh.
I was 4 years old. They gave me, I feel almost like crying. They brought chocolate, never heard of chocolate. They brought the ship's biscuits, never heard of them.
They took away.
powdered eggs.
They
The
took
pressure.
away all the meat and everything and took it to Germany. They did the same in Norway. My
We had
father's
nothing.
Norwegian.
Oh,
Nothing.
yeah, I can see it.
That's
And
terrible.
They had nothing to eat.
yeah, and they were horrible. They were absolutely horrible. There's stories of like how they cheated the Dutch people.
You
It's
cannot
horrible.
believe it.
I mean, they were eating tulip bulbs to
We
survive.
ate tulip bulbs.
Yeah, to survive.
And when
Wow.
the day came that the
Yeah.
gate was open, they put shoes on me. I never worn shoes that were 7 inches too high. I ran, I fell, the first time in my neighborhood. You cannot imagine.
Yeah.
We never set foot on the street.
And when the Canadians came, they you know, it was a big battle, right? And they
In
liberated.
the Rhine.
Yeah, and a lot of people died, you know. But
In my town, we have a huge cemetery full with the bodies of the Canadians,
Yeah.
and we honor them every year.
Ooh.
You cannot imagine the terror of. I spent 4 years in a bomb shelter. That's why now, guess the one thing
and
I
most of these
have.
guys were farmers from Saskatchewan, and you know, like they you know, didn't sign up for that, right? But that's what they did.
Wow.
Yeah,
What a
they came
history.
to liberate us. And I was going to tell you something very interesting. I forget what it was now, but it was
How did you end up in India?
in India. Well, I ended up in India by choice, but my parents and 8 children came to Canada in
8 children.
in 1958. And guess you won't believe where we live. How about 2 blocks from here?
Really?
Oh wow.
This is my neighborhood.
This is your territory.
Yeah, when I go to the river, I say, "Hey, kiddo, this is
You
where
lived
I used
here.
to, you know, kiss my first boyfriend." You know.
1958.
Yeah, this is my neighborhood.
Wow.
And then later on, then I joined the Krishna movement. Then I went to
Then you
India.
joined the
We went to
Krishna.
India for 45 years.
Wow.
You went to India for 45 years?
For 45 years.
That's
not-
why I
not
thought she was
back
Indian.
And forth,
Oh, okay.
back and forth. But for 45 years,
45
I've been
years
going.
you've been going there.
I've been going, yeah.
So when I first met you, I thought you were Indian.
Many people think that.
It's so weird. Just because you're holding the Bhagavad Gita.
Of course. And also,
But the
Color.
ISKCON movement is more of a Western.
what is it?
It's more
ISKCON.
catered to the Western people, right? The
ISKCON. Oh,
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
But
attracts
yeah,
you.
it's catered to Western. That's why it's a very odd combination in some sense. Like-
Hummingbird.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh, yeah.
so
Hummingbird.
many. Yeah, hummingbirds. There's all kinds of creatures. You know, beautiful.
Just sitting there.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your
Darling,
life,
now you got
Radhika.
all the pertinent information.
so
If
beautiful.
you want
Thank
my
you.
fingerprint,
I
it's
come
right here.
Back and
But
see
you didn't
again.
tell us.